It's the Sports Chasers Podcast, coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Yes, we're back at it again. This is the fourth and short segment, week 12. Should say week 12. It says week 11. We'll fix that here in a little bit. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you also on the podcast side, you give us that 5-star review. You go to Apple. You go to Apple, Spotify, anything. Oh my God, this guy's got a new hat.
Yo, man, what's up, fellas?
Boy, and that team ain't gonna win shit. They might not even be playing it.
Wow. No, this is
fresh though.
It's in memory of the Carolina Panthers, man. This is what happened last night.
Oh, those who can't hear me, they can only hear me on the podcast side, man.
Yeah.
D-Dub, he came on just now with a Houston Oilers hat. You know, we call him D-Dubs, the A.K.A. the Mad Hatter, A.K.A. The confused one, aka got a lot of stuff going on. That guy, so he just shows up. That's why we all started laughing. So we wanted to paint that picture here. We got the crew with us today. We got the NFL. We're going to talk some NFL here. It's supposed to be the fourth and short, but this may very be fourth and long because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's just meet the crew real quick. Dan, what's up? How are you today, sir? What's going on? How are you today?
After Sunday, I am a lot happier.
The Steelers won.
We now know who the problem was.
Damn.
Oh, Canada.
Damn.
Say what you want.
That dude is somewhere minding his own goddamn business right now, dude.
We haven't had a 400-yard game
in 5 years.
58 games. We can someone. And magically, the first week, we get 421.
All I gotta say is,
what a coincidence!
That far back, your boy Benny was Benny and the Jets was the quarterback. Just so you know.
Yeah, but apparently the same a-hole was the offensive coordinator and called the same shit.
Ooh,
he should have been gone week 2 of Ben's last season.
Yeah,
but. Let's move on so we can get to this.
Yes, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The angry one, Eric. What's up, man? How are you, bro?
What's going on, man? Doing well, man. Doing well. What's going on, fellas? How y'all?
Okay.
Good.
Glad to see you in the building.
DA, what's up, man? How are you, sir?
I ain't going to Sunday. I'm going to Thursday. You know, and that's just all it is. We are who we are. We are who they said we were. Yeah, we are. Yes, that's us. The Niners. That's what we are.
Okay. D-Dub with his fresh Houston Oilers hat.
That is nice, man.
Yeah, that is fresh, man.
That is nice. Yo, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
All right.
Yo, man.
Chilling, man. Chilling.
All right.
I need that plug, though.
Oh, man. I got you. Yo, I just want to know, what is a catch? What's a fumble?
No.
What is a football move?
No.
Someone's pissed off with the Chargers.
I would just say I'm still confused from what's my man name?
Dez Bryant.
Dez Bryant.
Play with Dallas.
Dez Bryant.
Dez. We need to holler at Dez because
what's the catch?
Yeah, apparently
Megatron.
Now,
I'm back with Megatron.
Now, I mean, that's in the rules. I seen it. You need 3 steps now. But then
we got that and they didn't count it.
Yeah. Hello.
What the fuck?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
You seen it in one game, and in the next game it was 2 steps, and they said it was a fumble.
Yep.
So, Paula Abdul song, you take 2 steps back and 3 steps.
Listen, I'm not looking for nobody. I said this early to y'all. I'm not looking for nobody to be fired, but come on, bro. Y'all consistency. Come on.
No.
Where's your man Brandino?
That's a question.
Shit.
Dean got to holler at us.
When did they change it to 3 steps? I'm late.
Oh, it's 3 steps now. Yeah.
Apparently, it's always been in the bylaws of the Goodell sent it to us today.
So okay, I'm not trying to railroad. I'm not trying to draw a train wreck already, but how is it you need 3 steps
and possession of the ball? It can't
and possession of the ball, but you need 2 feet falling out of bounds. Okay, all right, never mind. Go ahead, let's go.
And you don't need any of that. You just need the ball to go across the end zone for it to be a touchdown.
As long as you maintain control going to the ground with the 2 feet in, that's a touchdown. But if you catch the ball and take 3 steps in the end zone, someone tackles you, and you lose the ball when you hit the ground, Deontay Johnson, that's not a touchdown.
Or if you catch the ball on your ass, catch it. Everybody leaves it alone like Megatron. Get up and leave the ball on the ground. It's not a touchdown. I know y'all don't forget that because it really effing happened.
So
he caught a touchdown, put the ball down to get up off the ground and left the ball there, and they said incomplete pass.
Yeah, I remember that one quite vividly.
Oh, and we need to get to this Carolina stuff.
And hold on real quick. And if a horse collar, if you're outside the pocket, if you're a quarterback, if you're outside the pocket, it's supposed to be a horse collar. Apparently, they didn't get the memo, and Josh Allen got dragged down and believe me, I don't have a horse in the race. I'm just saying, what's right, what's right. Yeah, I had a collar.
A collar in the race. That was so stupid.
Go ahead, Kev. Start it up, man. That's just crazy, man. NFL got to fix this, bro. But I mean, we've been screaming and hollering about this shit. It's just getting worse and worse every week to week. So
it's just inconsistent.
Yes, very much so.
Let me, and we'll double back to that, man. But let's start off with the story that happened today. And then we'll get to some scores. Like I said, this is going to be probably 4th and long, man. For those suspecting 30 minutes, it's probably not going to go for 30 minutes. But hey, it's our show. We do what we want to do. On this morning around 10 a.m., I got the notification to my phone. On Monday, the Carolina Panthers announced they have fired coach Frank Reich only 11 games into a fully guaranteed 4-year contract, a tenure so short it has Josh McDaniels wondering how can he get a gig like this. This is according to Shalise Manza-Young, columnist at Yahoo Sports. Thank you for that. Team owner David Tepper reportedly stormed out of the Panthers locker room after Sunday's 17-10 road loss to the Tennessee Titans, shaking his head and shouting a curse word as he did earlier Sunday. The NFL Network reported that Tepper was more likely to wait until the end of the season to evaluate Reich. But in his relatively brief time as Panthers owner, Tepper has shown himself to be the most impatient team owner in the NFL currently. So let me give it to me. I'm tired of reading. Let me go in. This is me. I'm part of the panel now. Listen, this guy, he's owned the Panthers for the last 6 years, right? I'm not even a Panther fan. Y'all know me as a Giant fan. I lived in the city of Charlotte. And you know what? It's really jacked up what's going on with this team. This guy, this owner, who, if you don't know, he was part minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You would have thought he would have learned something from them, being a minority owner for 10 years. Hold on. Right? So he does this. He fires 6 coaches. And then they had a coach, Steve Wilkes, didn't hire him. A Charlotte native. Why? He's trying to find the next best thing. I don't know how he made his billions of dollars. Don't know. But I will say this. In this game that he's in now, he really don't know what he's doing. He looks aloof. He looks crazy.
Crack
kills. Ain't that what Whitney Houston say? God bless the dead.
She says whack.
Is crack? Yes.
Yeah, he sold crack. That's how he got his money, man. He had to sell. He had to be in a business where you didn't have to think to make money.
So it's just 6 coaches in 6 years. How do you find stability in a franchise like that? Who wants to go there?
Oh, someone to go.
Oh, well, Josh McDaniels, man.
I'll go. If you're paying, I'll go.
Hey, I'll be your defensive coordinator, bro.
It's not even a far drive for me. I just be right there in the middle. Quick, fast, in a hurry. I'm on my way there. I pick Dan up in the morning on the way down. Get some coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. We get there on time. Eric, you got to move on in now.
Can you fly me up every weekend then?
We'll get together.
Housing allowance.
Man, listen. Like my boy with the Knicks. This is what we doing. You gonna pay me to be here? I'm gonna be here. I'll be there. That's all. I'll be there.
Man, but on the for real side, man, and even Tepper's owning of the Charlotte Football Club, the soccer team, the MSL club, he fired the dude in year 2, and their expansion club, and they finished pretty well the first year, and I don't think they made the playoffs this year or whatever.
No, you talking the football club? The
club, yes. The
They was like 10 and 11, something like that. 11, 10.
Coach.
Yeah.
Hey man, you're not gonna have success in this, and you're a laughing stock. You are by far the worst owner right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know that?
But, the funny thing about that is,
go ahead, D. I'm sick of this guy.
Listen, you can hire a coach. Your record's gonna be the same next year.
Yeah.
If not worse.
Yeah, because in the NFL, it takes more time to rebuild a situation. It takes a minute. It takes a draft or 2, getting guys in. But the reality is this, man. If you fire 6 coaches, it's because you hired 6 coaches. The problem is you can't hire 6 coaches.
Very good.
You don't hire 6 coaches. You don't hire 6 coaches. This is not very hard, guys. If you look at this thing here, you brought in the French fry a guy because you said I made French fries too when I was young, so I'm gonna give Matt Rule the job, and the whole NFL is like, what? Oh, this dude don't. Hold on, right? Two years into that is a problem. Again, if you got bad hiring practices, man, why do you expect to have bad teams if you have had bad hiring practices? Like, I'm not sure where you think it good starts at the top, man, and it funnels down just like bad starts at the top. Everything rolls downhill. And if you're bad at the top and you're hiring guys for no reason and they're not qualified, you're not going to have good teams. Impossible. That's it. I got really no more to say. The dude was out for the money. He came down here, he tried to get the stadium like 2 years in. Charlotte was like, dog, we got no money in the pockets. We're not getting a new stadium.
Then he went to the Rock Hill.
The practice facility.
Yeah, for the practice facility. And he's like, listen, you guys get us some money and you guys pay for this stuff for this facility. And you get us in here. And Rock Hill was like, okay, so what you going to give us? He was like, nothing. So they gave him the finger and they said, no, you can keep your practice facility. Evidently, they don't have one because they ain't shit. So they don't practice. They must not have a facility. So,
they do have a practice facility.
Well, they must not use it.
No, they use it, but they put tents up and shit because they're afraid that people can see their practices from the neighboring either apartment building or
what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that,
dude? This is fucking hilarious. So what I saw was
Dan is right. Yeah,
they put up like tents over the practice facility.
Yes,
because it's an office building that's like 15, 16 stories or whatever, and they're afraid that the NFC North teams rent out floors so they can watch their practices. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Apparently, it hasn't worked.
Apparently, they're not practicing.
Let me read this real quick.
Apparently, they don't need to see the practice to beat them.
Let me read this real quick. Tepper fired Rule with $40 million left on his contract. He fires Reich with $30 million left on his contract. Only attraction of a job is Tepper will pay you. That's what it sounds like. Go ahead, Dan.
No. This is like, this pisses me off because I thought Richardson was a terrible owner for Carolina because he wouldn't pay anybody. He always let them leave. And then this guy comes in and has billions of dollars and
$20 billion.
He just doesn't give a shit. He would just keep throwing money at stuff and rotating the coaches, rotating players. Like they got rid of McCafferty, like Brett Burns, or is it Burns? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to get an extension with him because he's a free agent at the end of the year. They could have traded him for 2 firsts last year, and they didn't. But now he's going to walk as a free agent. Like, this whole ownership thing is such a cluster. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, obviously, Pittsburgh Steelers, all sports, whatever. But the one thing I can say about the Rooney family, which Tepper was a minority owner in, they just don't fire people. Like, look, I've been calling for Canada's head for 3 years, and it finally happened this year, only because the locker room, Tomlin lost. If they kept him,
right?
They finally decided to get rid of him. But that's kind of the thing with Carolina. You can't keep firing everybody every 10 games.
It's not going to work.
And expect a different outcome.
Yep.
Like, Frank Reich is not a terrible coach.
Nope.
Deuce Staley's not a terrible coach. Josh McCown's not a terrible coach. Guess what? Who's the a-hole that said, we're going to give all these picks up to Chicago to pick up?
Bingo.
Bryce Young.
Why are we not hollering at the general manager? You're right, Dan.
But
Bingo.
what I'm saying is you mortgage the farm. And Vivian, take this to the bank, bro. This guy mortgaged everything to get Bryce Young when he could have stand pat and either had Stroud, Young, Levis, or whoever the other ones.
At number 9. At number 9. Yes, they can stay right there.
Because guess what? They're playing like dog shit. Guess who gets their fucking pick?
Chicago.
Guess what? They're going to have like the 2nd and 4th pick in the draft.
Unless they trade again for it.
Yeah. Here's the beauty of it. Chicago can trade that number 1 pick or top pick to somebody else.
And the quarterback.
And still get Harrison.
Yeah.
And like, you watch, Chicago will be a better team in the next 2 years than Carolina will be in the next 10.
Oh, Carolina's on a 10-year program.
I mean, okay, so you draft
could be 15.
You trade all these picks to get this quarterback, and who did you draft or trade away? Oh, DJ Moore, your best receiver. Duh. Who's he thrown to?
DA, answer that question because I asked you earlier. Who's he throwing to?
The other team. That's who.
Yes, that was what I said because Kevin and I, we went through the roster and we were like, okay, who's that guy? Okay. Oh, who's this guy? We're like, I don't know that guy. Okay. Who's this guy?
Yo, fam, they might be on a 20-year program. Yo, D, you know I say 10-year because of the draft pick situation and no draft picks. They may be.
I think Bryce is going to be out as soon as he can get out. So,
and he should. But that's like I say. Like, I'm not bashing on the Panthers team.
No,
this is not this
ownership because
yes,
as long as they're not playing Pittsburgh, I root for Carolina.
Right.
I want to see
same here.
You know, like when they had DeLone or whatever the dude that they went to the Super Bowl,
Jake DeLone.
Yeah, like Steve Smith. You know, I liked the team. I rooted for him. You know, you have your hometown team, and if you don't live in your hometown anymore, you kind of pick up the resident,
the second team, right?
The second team, you know, whatever. So I've always wanted to see Carolina do good, but Kevin knows this, being at the same adult daycare that I worked at with him, that, you know, you got all these people talking shit, and it's like, dude, like Richardson's terrible. He won't pay anybody. They're not going to bring anybody in. And then he has his mishap and sells the team, and then this guy takes over, and this guy, he can't wait 2 minutes.
He'll pay everybody. He'll pay them all.
I mean, you might as well pay the usher to fucking coach the team.
Let me get Eric and him and E, the angry one. Your thoughts on David Tepper and the Carolina Panthers, that whole situation before we move on to games.
Yo, I'm gonna just say this, man. If he was the minority owner in Pittsburgh, he must have had minority hearing, because obviously he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, he was never there.
Minority hearing, kid.
Hey, yo, man, I don't understand how you could be part of an organization, and I'm not here to, you know, tap Dan on his shoulders and whatnot, but how do you come from a
royalty,
an organization such as Pittsburgh, and you have your own little playground, and you totally fuck it up?
Well,
I don't even know what to say about this guy. Panther fan, I'm just speak to the Panther fans. Stop going. Stop supporting it until he gets it right. And it may take you 10, 15 years. Yo, you got teams around. You may have to travel down to Atlanta. You may have to go to Baltimore, DC, whatever. You may have to go elsewhere. Hell, it didn't look like it was a whole lot of
just watch it on TV. Fans, don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
vote with your dollars. I said that earlier to DA earlier. I said, Panther fans, I would not go to, what's the address, 600 Main Street for nothing. Nothing. Go ahead, DA.
I would hire Dorian Albritton for $45 million to coach this team.
I'll coach special teams if you want.
Yes, you can.
I'll be the quarterback's coach.
Listen, and then you can fire me after 8 games, because I'll probably be tired by then. Won't do night games and shit, because, you know, I like to go to bed. But you'll still owe me $40 million.
Yeah, I can't work nights.
I can't do third shift. My wife won't let me.
Who's doing Thursday night and Monday night and Sunday night games?
The coach will be available because
I'll be there only for the first quarter. Shift. I'll do that for the first quarter, and I'll leave.
Yo,
because by 9:30, I got to be in Mooresville in my bed.
Yeah,
or the next day is not right. My knees, back. So what you
saying all of this, and he'll still get hired. He will still get hired.
Yes. I hope so. I hope that I still get hired after me, because the truth is better than me lying on this application here. This video resume that I'm throwing out there. All right. So we won that 25 down power. You know, it's the 2 back to the 5 hole. With the so I got 5 or 6 plays I can run too, so we're good. Don't worry about me.
Let me get D-Dub in here, man. D-Dub, before we move on to the games, man, we just had to get this off our chest, man.
Yeah, real quick, man. I mean, everything. I mean, Dan hit it on the head. I was going to hit the GM point, because there's something that is missing here. We going to fire the coach, then fire the quarterback coach, Josh McCown, then fire the running back coach, Deuce Staley, and I'm looking, where's the general manager in this whole thing? Because this is the guy that has pretty much crippled your team. You have nothing. So, Panther fans, I mean, this is, I had talked to one early today, and he said, man, my team is the laughingstock of the NFL. I said, yeah, it used to be the Browns, but I said, not no more. And it used to be the Lions. Look, the Lions are doing well. I said, man, you guys are,
it's back up, man. He came for the college. You're right. He didn't even come back for this episode.
Hey, you know it's bad. I'm looking at what is that? What's that? Part of the interruption, and they started off with this. So this is a pretty bad issue with Carolina and what's going on.
One last point, though.
Go ahead, Dan.
Any potential candidate that wants a head coaching job, what is the allure, and why would you come here and deal with this bullshit and have to meet the money and have what? That's the thing.
Well, besides the money, besides the money,
nothing.
Besides the money,
yeah. But this is like a career killer. You could pay me, $20 million a year, but if I never coach again, I'm done. And this guy's not going to give you more than 10 games. I mean, let's be real. That's the one thing, like I said, with the Steelers, they gave Matt Canada every opportunity to turn the shit around for 3 fucking years. This guy doesn't even give 10 games. And I don't think Bryce Young is terrible.
Nope,
the offensive line, yes.
Yes.
That's the other disclaimer. We're not going to do that to Bryce Young either. This is not a Bryce Young. He's terrible. No, we're not doing that to him. Matter of fact, a lot of them players, I'm not. This is not about the players. This is just about the situation, the owner. You cannot have stability when you got six head coaches in and out of the place. So no stability, no nothing. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was gonna say they all need a handicap placard because
they crippled.
This guy's crippled on.
Yeah, and the next coach that comes in, he's going to be crippled.
But who's going to take this, knowing what they're walking into?
Josh McDaniels.
It's got to be huge money. Well, yeah, Josh.
No, Dan, I hear what you're saying, but there's somebody's obviously going to take it because this is going to be a job. Now, how long?
1 of 32.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
it's a big time job. You
say that. You say that, but the word is out on this owner. Steve Wilkes is not coming back.
Well, they had him. Man.
Yeah, they had him, and like Antonio Pierce doing a great job.
Bill Belichick.
Belichick's not coming here.
Well, they got a kid on their squad now that is supposedly sought after. I can't remember. It starts with E. First name is E and the last name is E. But he is being sorted. And he's on the Carolina roster. So I'm wondering to see if they're going to go inside and make him. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I don't know what name you say no, but what name? There's no name that's going to pop and that's going to say you're not going to get Bill Belichick.
Dorian Albritton.
Hey, you laugh, but DA's got a better chance than most getting Belichick. No.
Well, you're not getting that.
The word is out that this guy is a hothead. And he's quick to pull the trigger.
Knee-jerk reaction, guy. That's what this guy is.
The people aren't coming here.
Yeah, coaches aren't going to take established coaches are not going to be yelled at.
Well, he going to get a college coach. He going to get another Matt Rule. He going to go that route again.
No one's going to take a yell. No one's going to be yelled at. That's just what it is. No one's going to do that.
You got a better chance of promoting an assistant to take this position. Because established pros or guys that are good in the league or as an offense coordinator, defense corner, they're not going to take this position.
I know who you get.
Knowing that there's no draft picks, there's no talent coming in.
I got you one, Dan.
You know what I'm
saying? UNCC Biff Poggi.
Nope.
He'll come on down.
Get on his high school players in here? No, thank you. No, thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, but I like Biff. I don't say this lightly, but I say it because I used to watch it. Any coach that's on TV, because those dudes are the dudes that are always politicking for a job. Like Rex will take a job coaching shit right now because he's always talking about I can do that. Rex Ryan said, yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Rex is old news. I'm giving you 20 seconds.
I'm just saying that I saw my man Herm say today. Herm said, yo, it's going to be the same next year. It's going to be a TV guy because the TV guy wants a job.
Okay. And the TV guy with this guy will be out of a job in 11 games next year. So hopefully he secures his spot with the NFL Network, CBS, or whomever. Let's move on. We spent 30 minutes on the Panthers, and Panther fans, you should be happy. Let's move on to the games that counted. Let's go to Cincinnati. The Steelers, as Dan said, piled up a season-high 421 yards. Without Canada, they beat the Burrowless Bengals 16-10 from the AP. Days after firing offensive coordinator Matt Canada, the Pittsburgh Steelers showed new life on offense. Kenny Pickett threw for a season-high 278 yards on the Steelers as the Steelers outlasted Cincinnati Bengals 16-10. And the first game since Canada's dismissal of the franchise first in-season coordinator or head coach change since David Tepper, I hope you listen, 1941. The Steelers total 421 yards, snapping a streak of 58 games without gaining 400 yards. I'm going to give it to the Steelers fan. Dan, take it away. Y'all won the game yesterday. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I'm just going to say, like, looking at this game, this is actually what the offense can do if given the opportunity. And, like, I've watched numerous videos, but we've talked about this before, Kevin. I watch Deke and Arthur Motes. They have a podcast, but Deke has his own little sideshow.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching that earlier today, and it was interesting, listening to him that, like, they let, like, Sullivan and Faulkner are the two guys that are taking over for Canada.
Right.
And the first game, Freiermuth, he's back from a hamstring injury, but 9 catches, 120 yards.
Yeah.
Like, they moved the ball, and they did just little things that aren't huge in the landscape of the offense. But instead of having Najee standing to the right or the left of Pickett, they put him in the pistol. Yeah. So he had 7 yards of getting momentum when he hit the line. And I think it was early in the game, they handed off to him, and he went straight up the middle, and there was a big pile. It was like rugby, a big pile of people. And then he kept moving his feet and just kept moving the ball down the field. 23 yards later, they finally tackled him. So for me, as a Steeler fan, we know who the fuck the problem was. There's just no getting around it. And I've saw some quotes and stuff of writers in Pittsburgh. I think it's Dulac that writes for the Post or whatever. But he didn't really let the coordinators, whether it was Sullivan or Faulkner, give any input to the game plan. Wow. Well, now these are the guys making the game plan, calling the plays. And if you watch this game, this was like it was like a total 180 of what they've been doing all year. If Naj was in, it was in the pistol. If Warren was in, they could go side to side because he's quicker. And they threw the ball to the playmakers. Pickens caught balls. Freiermuth caught balls. Deontay caught some and dropped some. But they figured it out. And, we have a really good defense. And Mika hasn't played for the last 5 games or whatever. We're going to make the playoffs. Oh, yeah. We might not put up a ton of points, but whoever we play is not going to score a lot of points.
Well, 458 games, 400 yards.
So, do I think we're there? No. But the fact, like, I want to see how Sullivan and Faulkner do the rest of the year. And if they can keep this up, look, we play Arizona. We play the Patriots. We play the Colts. I forget who the other one is, and then we play Baltimore at the end of the year. We could be 12-5.
Yeah, for sure.
And depending on how Baltimore goes and how we go, that game at the end of the year, the last game against Baltimore, might mean something. And we already beat them once, and Correct. It was with Lamar. So there's a chance we can actually win the division. So
you're saying there's a chance?
Boy, that sounded like what was it? Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. So you're saying
what with Miss Samsonite?
Yeah. So
not in a million years. So there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Let me give it. Let me. If you're finished, Dan, let me get.
No, I'm just to end it all. Like you said, we give coaches, coordinators the longest leash that you could ever have.
100%.
To try to make up or figure it out before we get rid of you. And like you said, 1941 was the last time we got rid of somebody mid-season.
Look at that.
So I'll say this. We're a team that if we get in, nobody wants to face.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
Thank you, Dan. Just a FYI, those that's trying to enter on our Facebook page for whatever reason, Restream is not connecting to Facebook. But if you're on the YouTube side, make sure you check us out. We're also on Twitter, also, and doing that. So, your thoughts? Steelers, Bengals.
Yo, man. So just to piggyback off of what Dan said, it's good to see a team move the ball with purpose. It was good to see Pittsburgh actually run the damn ball again.
Well,
I always feel like that's part of their identity. I feel like every team in that division should be able to run the ball. But anyway, it was a good balance. Good to see Pickett look comfortable once again. I mean, yeah, like you said, he had a few drops here and there with what's your man name? Deontay. But I mean, all in all, like Dan said, this team is going to be a problem. I just would like to see, and I know this is their first game without Canada, but you had over 400 yards of offense and only 16 points.
Well,
and this is a Bengals team. This is a Bengals team. Okay, Dan.
No, I was going to say they had a drop in the end zone and a penalty called the other one back. So the points were there. They just made mental issues. And the one should have been a touchdown, but Tomlin couldn't see between the referees and see him get 3 steps to get it. So they didn't challenge it. So for me, it's promising, and this shit's going to get worked out. Going forward, there will be more points.
Hope so.
Sorry, keep going.
Hope so, No, I hope so. I mean, it's a 50-50, right? Because you see where this team can go with the defense, and now the offense finally, getting back up to speed. However, you did give a rundown of the teams that you have remaining.
Yes.
You should breeze through those teams, to be honest, quite honest with you. I honestly, Baltimore is just so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You don't never know what you're going to get with them. So it's going to be interesting at the end of the season. Cincinnati,
they're done.
I don't even know what to say about this team. I get it. Your quarterback is out for the year and all this other stuff, man. But you already had a shaky defense to begin with. You don't run the ball at all, and you got a very capable back. I don't know, man. I don't know. The NFL is just really, really weird. It's just everybody. It's almost called his name. Nope, I'm not going to do that. But it's almost like these teams are trying to prove something that they're not, right? So you have a guy in another sport, right? You are all world. You drive to the lane all day long. and you get your points. But yet you have some games where you feel like you have to prove to everybody that you can take a jump shot consistently. You suck at consistent jump shooting. These teams suck at trying to throw 300, 400, 500 yards and throw for 40 and 50 times a game. Run the damn ball. But I digress. It's a good win for Pittsburgh. I'm glad I picked them because I knew it was going to happen. I'm shutting up now.
DA, real quick on this game.
Hey, good game for Steelers. The Bengals really don't have much at this point in time. They're going to start sitting dudes down. So good win for the Steelers. Great organization. I tell you, great organizations always win. So that's it. On to the next.
It's a shame that they can't wear off on good organizations, on people that work for them. But I digress. Let me move on to the next game. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they visited Houston.
Good game.
Yeah, good game. Jaguars defeat the Texans 24-21. Jaguars are the number 1 seed in the East, ahead of Miami, and the Texans are I forgot what the Texans are here, but this game, let me just read this from the AP. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars tried not to make much of their win over Houston. Plenty of football left this season. However, they couldn't deny that Sunday's 24-21 victory was very important. For us to be able to continue to control our destiny, it's up to us and how we play. Lawrence said, if we keep winning, we don't have anything to worry about. We're going to find ourselves in a good spot, and in that sense, it's a huge game. Let's do it by the numbers. Trevor Lawrence was 22 of 38, 364 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Travis Etienne was 20 of 56. Johnson was 7 of 19. But I'll just say this, and he said it. Trevor Lawrence said if they continue to win, it's kind of elementary, right? They continue to win, they'll control their playoff destiny. And shout out to them. They came a long way from the days of Urban Meyer when he was there and messed up the. Now that's a coach you need to fire in the middle of the season. That guy was nuts about it.
Trash.
Yeah,
he was trash.
Definitely trash. And he went back to college where he's more comfortable. I think he's on college, not his college game, whatever he's on. So he's doing his college thing. So shout out, whatever. Shout out to, like I said, the Jacksonville Jaguars and CJ Stroud and the Texans. They don't have nothing to be ashamed of. They played a hard game. Like DA said, this was a good, heartfelt game. And, Houston might not be there yet, but they're fighting. And that's all that you want. And Stroud continues, to play well. So I'll give it to the angry one. What's your thoughts on this game right here, sir?
This had the feel of two teams that's going to meet in the playoffs. They're going to meet every year, and it's going to be a battle at the top. No, they're not the NFC North. They're not the NFC. The AFC North, or they're not the NFC East, or anything like that. However, if these teams continue to go on the direction that they're going, even Tennessee, if they ever figure out their quarterback situation, and Indianapolis, when they finally teach their quarterback how to slide, this is going to be a very, very entertaining division to watch going forward. This game, I was shocked. And I don't know why I was shocked, because you have two very good offenses, talent all across the board, receivers, offensive line, run game. Everything was everything was good to go. Kicker, yo man, you got one job, bro. I mean, I'm not even talking about the one that clanked, but you missed one earlier that you should have had. It just is what it is, man. But like you said, man. Houston is on the come up. They're probably a year or two ahead of schedule, but it's good to see these young teams scrapping. And I just want to see more Trevor Lawrence. This is what, his third year?
I think third.
Yeah, you got. And I'm gonna say this: the addition of Calvin Ridley is going to pay dividends if they get into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Because he is a stud at number one. I'm sorry, Christian Kirk, you're my man and all, but you are not a number one receiver. You're good in that slot. Stay where you at.
Right.
And if you can get the tight end the ball, you get Etienne involved. Jacksonville could be a problem. it's heckle and jekyll with the defense because you don't ever know when they're gonna play. But yeah, these two teams is gonna be interesting going down the stretch, man. Very good game.
Gotcha. D, I'll give it to you. Your thoughts on this Jacksonville and Houston.
I think it was a good game. Basically that's it. They both have good rosters. They both have dogs on both sides of the ball. Offensively, I think right now Jacksonville's a little bit more. And it's because of the quarterback a little bit more developed at this point in time. But Jacksonville got dudes that can play wide receiver, running back, offensive line. So they're building the team the right way, and they're like he said. I can only echo that they're going to be good for a few years with those teams. And that division is probably going to be the division on the come up, basically, with having the younger players and young coaches, so forth and so on. So that's all. Good game.
Dan, thoughts?
Yeah, this was a really good game. It was back and forth, and like you said, like the dude missed the field goal early, but it was kind of funny because, like, when you saw them hit the, I guess the crossbar, like another inch or two, that might have went back over the bar and been good. But here's the thing. Guess who didn't really wager their entire future on a draft? And who'd they pick? And Will Anderson.
Yeah. Got both.
And who's doing really well?
Yeah. Both of those guys are balling too, Will and CJ.
Yeah. So sometimes, you gotta. I think that's part of the problem with some teams is they think they got to move up. You never know what you're going to get. Like, Vivian's been bagging on me for I don't know how long. Oh, his hands are too small, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. We got 7 wins. You got 1. It's not about, the physical characteristics of players. It's how they perform, how they step up, and can they handle the pressure. And that's what it is. And we're in the same boat as Carolina. We're still working with a very young offense. The only difference is we got a lot more weapons than they do. But like Stroud, like this dude is lights out. Like to play the way he's playing as a rookie is just ridiculous.
He showed dudes in that championship game last year. Like,
yeah, but that's
he almost beat Georgia last year by himself.
But think about this. This guy's played against, top players or top teams in the Big Ten, and they've been in the championship the last couple of years. Like, yeah, the game's maybe a little faster, and everybody's a little bit faster, but it doesn't, pressure him or doesn't overwhelm him. He can deal with it, and I think this kid's going to be super good in Texas. It's a matter of time to a draft maybe or two where Houston drafts players complementary to the way they want to play. But this kid is phenomenal, and it's good to see Trevor Lawrence playing well. It's kind of funny because when I think he first got there, their defense was awesome, and I think they let some of them go so they could sign some more offensive weapons. And now the defense is a little bit shaky, but they're getting it done. And like I saw an interview with Lawrence, and he's like, "Yeah, this dude, he's playing lights out." Congrats to him for playing this way early in his career. And this is going to be a division that these two teams are going to be battling each other for the division for the next few years. And then, like he said, if Richardson can figure out how to slide, he might be alive to be the third party in this.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. But is DA wants to hammer home his 49ers, but the NFC besides the 49ers and the Eagles, that's it. All the good teams are in the East or the AFC.
Detroit's okay. They're okay.
They're fraud. They're frauds. They lost to Green Bay. Come on.
We're about to talk about them right now as I interject. Let me get to this game. The Thanksgiving Day. Again, happy Thanksgiving to y'all. Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving weekend. This was Thanksgiving. The Packers defeated the Lions 29-22. The Packers 5-6 now. The Lions are 8-3. And I did not expect this. As I was eating my Thanksgiving meal, and I turned around, and it was 20-0, 20-3. Let me read this from the AP. Jordan Love dropped back and threw deep on his first snap, taking advantage of the Green Bay Packers thought that the Detroit Lions defense would give them. They were right. Love set the tone with a 53-yard pass to Christian Watson on the game's first play and finished with a career high, tying 3 touchdowns, leading Green Bay to a 29-22 win over the NFC North leading Lions on Thursday of Thanksgiving. It was something we put in this week and that we thought was going to work, said Love, who had to reassure coach Matt LaFleur to stick with the first call when he had second thoughts about it on the morning of the game. We were confident of it. The Packers 5-6 were in control of the game. They never trailed, taking advantage of Jared Goff's career high 3 fumbles, returning 1-4 score in the first quarter, and Dan Campbell's aggressiveness on fourth down. I'll give it to D-Dub. Your thoughts on the Lions not but Green Bay, they won. They played.
Yeah, Green Bay won, man. You got to give them credit because I did not expect it.
Nope.
Not at all. I thought Detroit was going to go in there and smash them. I picked Detroit to win. Detroit, it didn't happen. Detroit looked like they was slightly
sluggish. Yes.
Yeah, like something like they ate before game time. Like they ate turkey and everything and just got, they was just messed up. But I was talking to DA earlier this past weekend, and it was like everybody was open. Like Aaron Jordan Love had, like, when he was passing the ball, I mean, he had like everybody open. And it was like Detroit did not understand what was going on in the defensive part of the game. And all you could do is just tip your hat to Green Bay, Matt LaFleur. Sometimes I give him flack, but he had his team ready to play. And they, kudos to them, man. But Detroit, they still 8-3, but that's to make your stamp in the league, man. You got to win these games. Games that you should win, you got to win them. And this is what happened this past week on Thursday. They did not win the game that they needed to win, or they should win. So
Yep. E, your thoughts on this thing?
But it gives you those feels. You know what I'm saying? This is a minor setback, in my opinion. I had Detroit to win, especially at home, but I've been wrong before, and I'm sure I'll be wrong again. But man, again, kudos to Green Bay. They came in with a game plan. They stuck to it. It wasn't hard to accomplish when you got guys just running over the middle of the field, wide open, waving their hands. Hey, me, pick me. I don't know, man. Like D-Dub said, man, Detroit looked lethargic. They look like, hey, we're the Lions. We won 8 games. You guys ain't supposed to be in I don't even know why you guys showed up, and they showed up, and Detroit got punched in the mouth, and all they could do is wipe themselves off. That's all I got, man. They just got beat. Jared Goff, you didn't throw to the other team, but you basically handed off to the other team, fumbling the ball. You can't do that, man. I don't can't do that. But
and Detroit,
what can you do,
man? Detroit should never be in a position where they could feel like they could just walk into a spot and say, "Hey, I'm here." You understand what I'm saying? As much losing that they have done over the years, they ain't got no How you say that? No,
they got no business acting like they arrived.
They ain't got no equity, bro. They ain't got none of that.
And I will say this. I would just say this. All this does is give Joshua Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings a little bit more fuel in the tank and say, "Oh, we can catch them."
They already had their turkey. The tryptophan kicked in.
Let me move on to the next game. Thanks, E. The Kansas City Chiefs on yesterday, they defeated the Raiders 31-17. Some thinking, this game was, let me just read this from the AP, a 2-touchdown deficit, not even an hour into Sunday's game at Las Vegas. This is the vaunted Patrick Mahomes-led offense. Well, yes, it turned out that the Kansas City Chiefs began to look more like the Super Bowl selves in the second quarter, and by the end, Mahomes had passed for 298 yards and 2 touchdowns to rally past the Raiders 31-17. So now the Chiefs are 8-3. The Raiders are currently 5-7. Dan, your thoughts on this game?
Well, I did see, was it Antonio Pierce's presser afterwards?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we played good for a quarter here, a quarter there, but you can't let this team hang around or you're going to pay. And that was kind of the deal. Like, Kansas City came out, they were sluggish, and, Jacobs, he was going off early. He ended up with 20 rushes, 110 yards. But late in the game, they kind of shut that down. But anytime you let Mahomes and Kelsey and Kansas City hang around, they're going to get their points. And I know, I think the Raiders called a timeout because Crosby wouldn't come off the field after he was hurt. But, the dude's a beast, and I get it. But really, what are we doing here? Like, you traded for Garoppolo, and you got him on the bench. And you've been running this Aiden O'Connell the last 4 or 5 games. Who was your quarterback? If O'Connell was the guy, are you getting rid of Garoppolo? You paid him a shit pile of money.
For what?
Hey, he's great throwing between the numbers, but he can't throw outside. I mean, we all know that. But
thank God this is not college.
Yeah, really. But Kansas City figure out how to get it done, and hats off to them. And the Raiders, new coaching staff after firing McDaniel, so they're figuring it out. You just got to figure out who's your quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just step in here real quick. The Raiders with Antonio Pierce. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Raiders with Antonio Pierce. They looked like they had to get in the beginning, and then, like Dan alluded to, the Chiefs, they finally woke up and like, hey, there's a ball game going on. Let's play. And shout out to Isaiah Pacheco. He went off a couple of plays that he had. He scored 2 touchdowns, and Mahomes, he started, looking like Mahomes, 27-34, 298 yards, 2 TDs, and they're pulling away. So they're I want to say they're third in the AFC, behind the Jacksonville and Miami for who's going to be the first in the conference. I do believe they no longer have what is that, a bye? There's only 2 teams or 1 team?
They're second.
Okay,
it's
the second.
Baltimore, Kansas City, then Jacksonville, then Miami.
Gotcha. So Kansas City, they come around and beat the teams that they should. That's the difference between them and that, like how we talked about the Lions. Lions should have beat the Green Bay, but we'll see. Let me go on to the next game for the sake of time, because we want to concentrate on this game a little bit more because of what happened in the game and how things seem to be. The Eagles defeated the Buffalo Bills 37-34 in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field. From the AP, Jalen Hurts walked off the Link Field with his arms extended in celebration as the Eagles crowd, which had booed the team off the field at halftime. I saw that and went wild in appreciation for one more comeback and one more series of stupefying plays their franchise quarterback has made routine. Consider one in the fourth quarter when Hurts rolled to his left and almost seemed out of options. He stopped, spotted Zacchaeus threw a crowded of defenders that threw a pass on the money for a go-ahead score or even the winner. A designed run from the quarterback who played through a bruised knee this season and yet still that's virtually untouched. Yeah, if you saw that play, man, I was like, well, dang, where are the defenders at? Nobody touched this guy. I thought this was like a scrimmage.
Oh, you know? that was the Alabama Auburn play. It was almost identical.
Yeah. I'm like, where's the defense? You talking and you're gonna get fined. So just go ahead and send us that money.
Yeah. Hey, that dude can play, man. He's a winner. Point blank, period. End of story. Been watching him for years. He got that, he has that resume as well as that pedigree, even though, dudes used to really take a dump on that kid, his first year, second year in the league. And I'm like, dang, he's not that bad, but it is what it is. I think two things. I think the Bills are never as good as people say they are. I think Josh. No, I'm not going to go too far. I'm not going to go too hard. We don't have that much time. I think Josh Allen is a great talent. Can really play the game.
Wasted.
But I think he does too much or tries to do too much. And he's regressing back to his first year where he's just throwing the ball to the other team and or fumbling because his numbers as far as turnovers are starting to look the same. I understand the numbers. Everybody says he's great. He was probably the best player on the field yesterday, but they lost the game. So that's not a good thing. They ran the ball well, especially the second half. I think they had a drive to go ahead with their field goal where they think they ran 3-4 times in a row. But the next time they had it, it was a situation where they got shut down. Philadelphia kind of tightened up defensively, got the ball back and ended the game. Like winners do. I'm still, the guy that's for years been hearing the vaunted defense of the Bills, and I still don't see it. So, because, in the big games, they don't really stop anybody. Not that they can't play. I'm just saying that, they just don't stop anybody, whether it's last year with the Bengals in the snow or the year before that with 2 touchdowns at 14 seconds with Mahomes. Like, your resume is not looking that good right now. So there you go. So it's all good. No issues to me. Just good game.
What you got for us?
Yo, like I said, good game overall. I just had a problem with that. The whole fumble, because I really believe that it was over, game over, and Buffalo wins that game. But it didn't happen. Again, we started off earlier about the football move, now it's 3 steps. It's apparently it's always been 3 steps, but this is the first time I heard an actual number to it. But it's 3 steps in making a football move. So other than that, man, a good game. Philly goes off. They're 10-1. Hey, they're going to be a tough team to beat. They seem like they got that championship pedigree, even though they haven't won nothing. But they got that. They've been there before, so they're going to be tough going down the stretch, man. Going down the stretch, and you might just have to get lucky to catch them, to get that. Catch them slipping.
Gotcha.
But Buffalo is definitely out the loop, though. It's
6-6, right? Yep,
6-6, man. Yeah,
and they got a tough game coming up here before they bye.
Yeah. So
who knows?
Buffalo might be in a world of trouble.
Yep. I'll give it to E. What you got, E, on this game before we get out of here?
In Philly, there's individuals called the Broad Street Bullies. In Buffalo, they are called the Fraud Street Bullies. These guys have been on Fraud Street for a while now, and even though they should have won this game, it was a very entertaining game. It just, again, we've said it too many times on this show. Josh Allen is a phenomenal talent. His arm strength is probably second to Mahomes. But you try to do you need to be Josh Allen and not Patrick Mahomes. And I don't understand why the coaching staff doesn't reel this in. You got to find this man a running game, man. 51 times. And again, you had opportunity after opportunity down the field. Even on that last drive, he missed. I don't know if there was some kind of miscalculation or misread with him and the receiver in the end zone.
Option,
but it was a one-on-one. Yeah, you can't have mistakes like that at the end of the game like that, man. But it is what it is, man. Philadelphia got that. They got that. They looking like they got that dog in them. Again, probably should have lost this game, but they find ways to win, man. Even with that field goal, what was it, 58 yards?
59.
And it hit off the bar. I mean, yo, man, Philly is going to be a tough out. Buffalo, I don't know, man, 6-6, and this AFC, maybe 2 years ago, yeah, you still could have snuck in and catch Miami slipping or something like that. But this AFC, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Good game though. It was a lot of good games this week, but this was to me was right there behind Houston and Jacksonville in my book for game of the week.
Gotcha. Dan, what you got before we get on out of here?
Agree with everybody what they said, but there's something to be said if you have a Jason Tucker, a Jake Elliott, a Chris Boswell,
definitely
somebody that's money for wherever you are in the field, like in that cluster of chaos with the rain and everything else. Elliott hit that 59-yard field goal, and any other time, any other kicker, that's wide right, short, whatever.
That was gangster.
Yeah. And for him to be like, he saved their behinds quite a bit this year with his leg.
100%.
So as much as you want to, prop up Jalen Hurts or Kelsey or Swift or whoever, this dude has made a bigger imprint on their season than most of them.
The Kelsey brother almost gave it away. He had two movement procedure penalties in a row. So.
Yeah, flinching.
Yeah.
But like I said, the kickers don't get a lot of love, but this guy, Elliott,
he gets a lot of money though.
Well, I don't know if he's making a lot of money, but he earned whatever he got.
We kill him on this show. You're right, Dan. Yeah, thank Dan. You show the kickers some love. We do kill him on this show. We do. We absolutely do. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say that was my whole thing. Like, I think the kicker saved their bacon, and they got it done in overtime.
Gotcha. Well, listen, this has been an extended fourth and short. We've been going on for an hour and 9 minutes, but needless so, it needed to be said. Sometimes, that's the beauty of
4th and 25, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 4th and 31. Yeah.
Yeah, punt, or be like Alabama, throw it in the corner of the end zone because nobody's covering them.
It works.
It works.
Or to be like, what's my name? My man Boyle, throw it interception for a pick six, and is that the first? I gotta look that up, man.
Hail Mary pick six. Only the Jets.
Only the Jets, man. I mean, only
Jets.
You talk about another franchise and maybe we need to do a standalone show like the worst sports franchises in the last.
That's the thing is who's their coach?
Salah.
Salah. you can't fire this guy because your team sucks ass this year. You banked on Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He got hurt.
Yep.
And you went back to Zach Wilson and fucking this other guy. I have no idea. Tim Boyle, was he the butler in Clue? I don't know, but you can't like, if you want to have a winning franchise, if the guy was doing great beforehand, you can't just let him go because injuries happen and the team falters when that's your weak points. Like, they need a line. Like, even when Rodgers is in there, they needed an offensive line. So you can't disregard this guy's coaching because nobody can protect the quarterback. And that's been your problem all year. Like, that's like Debo for New York. New York hasn't played great. But don't fire this guy.
Nah, I don't think they have.
Give him time. Give him a couple drafts to get actual bodies in to the offensive line and whatever you else need.
And on that note, the reality is that's where we, I guess, take it back to the GMs of these teams. Like,
yeah, that's
the guys that are not making moves to get the type of players, the type of offensive lines to get guys in there. Yeah, then there's an issue. Then you got to get rid of him. Like, we got coaches being fired and assistant coaches where the GM that is getting rid of your trade picks or not drafting good linemen still have good jobs.
I mean, your starting quarterback got hurt in New York for the Giants.
Play number 4.
You cannot fault the coach if your backup is Danny DeVito and he's trying not to throw mama off the train. I mean, let's be real.
That's Tommy. That's Tommy.
Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the one thing, about some franchises, that they give people the opportunity to prove themselves when everybody's healthy. You can't bank on injuries, and you don't know what you got for backups. So, long story short, Carolina, quit firing everybody, or you're always will be ass. That's end of story.
That sounds like, what did we learn today?
I mean,
what did we learn today? Listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator, for Dal D. Dub Warren, for James the Angry One, for Dan the Hockey Dude, for the DA, also for Junior, for our super producer, and Mike Mills in his absence. This is the Sports Chasers podcast. Make sure you tune in on Thursday. We'll have more of this. Thank you guys for tuning in on Facebook, Twitter, X. What else we're on? Thank you guys so much. Hey, be good, be great, have a good week, and we'll see you guys on Thursday, as my producer had to leave. Shout out to him. Y'all be good, be peace.